I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Here I am in Mesa, Arizona. Just 30 minutes east of downtown Phoenix. And I'm just outside of the house that Travis Alexander was living in. So I'm going to tell you a little story right now and then show you more of the house. And then I'm going to take you to Travis's final resting place, which is quite far from here. It's in a different state. It's in Riverside, California, is where Travis is laid to rest. Now, the name Travis Alexander may not be familiar to you right away, but the name Jodi Arias will be. And when I do videos like this, when there's only one major location, really. It's going to be a lot of me just talking and telling you a story. Kind of like a podcast, but unfortunately with my face showing, and that might be annoying for some people, but I have to tell the story. And try to insert some pictures, what I can. And what I know about the story, like I've done I've listened to repeated podcasts and watched some documentaries on Jodi Arias, and a lot. So I feel like I know the story completely, but I know I'm going to probably leave a few things out as I'm just telling it from memory. But it's fascinating. It gained international attention. It was broadcast live, the trial afterwards. I mean, this is a huge story. And where I am right now, I'm in a little playground, a little basketball court, just in the middle of this subdivision. Gorgeous, like beautiful houses, so quiet. It's just a regular weekday afternoon, and it's just so quiet. The house is right there, right to my right, where this horrific, gruesome crime took place. Right past this little playground, the monkey bars, and I don't know what they've got set up here. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen oh well, it's not important, but the house is right here. I'm gonna go closer afterwards. So that house right there. I'm gonna give you some better angles. But I thought I'd sit in the shade while I talk about it because it's about 98 degrees Fahrenheit right now here in Mesa. It's very, very hot. And yeah, just gonna talk about it a bit. So Jodi Arias was a woman from California, born in 1980. Travis Alexander was from California as well. I think he was born in around 1978. Travis worked for a company called Prepaid Legal Services, which was like a network marketing services. He was a salesman and motivational speaker, and he met Jodi Arias at a business conference in Vegas. I think that was around 2006. So they became involved. Now, Travis was in the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a Mormon church. Within a few weeks, Jodi converted. Now, within a few weeks of meeting somebody that if you convert to their religion, to me, I'm just going to speak honestly for what I think about things when it comes to this case. That seems a little fast, and that seems a little bit like a red flag, whether it's you're male or female. If somebody's converting that fast, it means things are progressing fast, and you may not want them to be progressing that fast. I don't know I can't think of anybody that I know of that's converted to another religion because of meeting somebody that quickly. Of course, if you fall in love with somebody, you're going to maybe want to convert. That's happens all the time, but within a few weeks, something you have to think about and discuss. But they embarked on a torrid love affair. It was very sexual, very high energy, to say the least, and a lot of breakups, very volatile. So eventually they did break up, but Jodi could not let go. She could not let go of her love for Travis and her relationship with Travis. He moved on, but he still saw her on the side. Now, she also met someone else, but didn't stop her from still wanting Travis Alexander in her life. Now, like I said, there's a lot of stuff you can watch about this online, so I appreciate you watching my video about it, because I'm showing you stuff the close-ups of the house, things that you're not going to see. Otherwise, you're just going to see quick glimpses. That's what I like about doing true crime for myself, is I find when you watch documentaries and stuff, they show a shot of where it happened, maybe of the surrounding area, but they don't give you a good long look. And I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and you're going to be looking at it with me soon, very soon, I promise. But that's what somebody else, a friend of mine was just saying to me, a viewer, saying that what they like about when people on YouTube do documentaries about true crime and they go to location, it's the same sort of thing. It gives it a different look, and and also just kind of presenting the facts without the sensationalism maybe behind it. I don't know, but that's kind of what I thought too, and that's what I'm interested in, with the places where it happened. And so what happened here is she was very, very, she was not stable, Jodi Arias, to put it mildly. I don't feel bad saying that. She's nutso. She's crazy. And there's no defense for what she did, so she's crazy. And maybe that's not a term that's proper to use, but she's nuts. She's batshit crazy. If you've watched any of the the court and things like that, the courtroom, the trial, she's just completely out to lunch at dinner time. It doesn't make any sense, some of the stuff she says. And she started slashing his tires, hacking into his email, hacking into his Facebook, that sort of thing, repeatedly. And his friends were like, you got to get rid of this girl. You got to get her out of your life. But he didn't, unfortunately. I'm not victim blaming. He must have had something for her. So he's still seeing one woman, but still seeing Jodi on the side, and he couldn't get rid of her. So Jodi started harassing his new girlfriend via email and phone calls. And finally, she just snapped. So it was early June of 2008. There's a lot of layers to this case, so like I said, there might be some things I miss. But she rented a car in Redding, California. That's far north, okay, in California. That's northern California. That's up where the Stand By Me bridge is, if that means anything. I've been up to that town. It's a beautiful little town. And then she went south to Southern California. And she told the rental car company that she was only driving really short distance. So, but anyway, she proceeded to come here to Arizona. I mean, she denied it, of course, but she came here. And what she did was she had a night of, seemed to be consensual, obviously, between the two of them. I mean, they had a passionate night together of some sort. And then she left. She went up to Utah to see the man that she was seeing, and then dropped the rental car back off. Now, the rental car was returned without floor mats and with red stains in it. That says something. So she, and then went about her life. So anyway, June 3rd, that was June 3rd, 2008. 5 days later, Travis Alexander's friends were like, where is he? He hasn't shown up for anything. And he missed an important, very important conference call. So they gained access to this house right here. And what they found was something out of a horror movie, something out of your worst nightmare to see. And they found Travis's body naked in the shower. He had been shot in the head. He had been stabbed 27 to 28 times, multiple defensive wounds, and his throat cut from ear to ear. Now, these crime scene photos, I'm still not sure exactly how crime scene photos end up on the internet, why that's, I'm doing a video about the crime, so maybe that's exploitive too, but I found they're all over the internet, so I clicked on them, and then they had one website had a warning, do you really want to continue with these photos? And I was like, well, I'm doing the research for it, so I did. I can't get those images out of my head, and I've seen it all in terms of true crime, and I've got a pretty strong stomach for things like that, but they are graphic, they are brutal, what was done to this poor man. Unbelievable. This kid playing basketball behind me. If we can actually get one through the hoop, it would make less noise. So, let me take a walk. Yeah, they are gruesome. I think if it's something interests you, you could find them. I'm not going to include them, of course. But they were awful. So the police, when they were called, Travis's friends immediately said, you got to check out Jodi Arias. You have to check out Jodi Arias, his ex-girlfriend. She slashed his tires. She's crazy. She's done this. So they did. And she denied any involvement whatsoever. However, this is what gets me. So here's the house here. It's that middle house, that tree right there. A few days later, they found in the washing machine inside the house, they found a digital camera that had been purposely tried to be destroyed in a washing machine. They were able to retrieve the card with the photos on it and proceed to go through them. Now, there was so many pictures, sexually suggestive photos of Travis, of Jodi, of a night together. Now, those photos would have timestamps. Now, the police figured this out, that this all happened here. And then there's photos of Travis in the shower, photos of him dead. All on the same card. Now, this is what gets me. This is why I say when she's crazy, she obviously was beyond, and there's something missing, because if you're going to commit a crime like that, I'm not telling you how to commit a crime, but I'm just thinking that if you're going to commit a crime like that and you decide to photograph the entire crime, then you try to destroy the photographs, take the camera with you, maybe, and destroy it somewhere else and really destroy it. Don't leave it at the crime scene and throw it in a washing machine and think that's going to do it. That's why I think she just really had no clue. She was it's called a fugue, when you're basically, you're out of body, you're doing something else. I'm assuming, or maybe she was just really stupid. Could be either. So they got back to her. They found Jodi again. They said, Jodi, what about this camera? So she said, oh, I was there. I was at the house, but intruders broke in. And Travis tried to defend me and tried to defend himself and his house, and they ended up murdering him. And I was too scared to say anything. Police weren't buying it. They were not buying that at all. So then she said she was abused emotionally and physically by Travis, and she did kill him. So her story changed 3 times. Now, all of his friends and ex-girlfriends said that he was not an abusive man. And, of course, I believe, you have to believe the woman if a woman says she was abused or a victim of a crime. Obviously. Now, in this case, not when that person's I mean, evidence shows that he wasn't, and also by a testimony by friends and ex-girlfriends and family. But also when you're dealing with somebody that's absolutely crazy. She did go to trial. The jury didn't buy it either. She was just obsessed, very obsessed with Travis Alexander. And she went on trial for the murder of Travis Alexander. It took a long time. It wasn't until like June 2013. I'm not sure June. I got June in my head from when the murder happened. 2013 is when she went on trial. So she wanted, okay, this is another thing. She wanted to represent herself. Anytime somebody that is not, has any legal background, I mean, she did work for, no, but if you're not a lawyer and you choose to represent yourself, that's a big red flag for someone being just crazy right there. Serial killers have done that before. You're pretty crazy if you're defending yourself. And then she tried to put in to exhibit letters that Travis had written her. She had these letters. They were forged by her. So the judge said, you can't represent yourself anymore. We're giving you back your, because she had a defense lawyer that had to be there while she's defending herself to give her advice while she's defending herself. But then the judge said no. After that, after he found out that she forged these letters, he said no. You need a full-on lawyer. So ultimately, you can watch some of this court footage. I'm going to try to put a little bit in. I mean, she seems to be relishing in it a little bit. She seems to be enjoying the attention. And all the things I've read about seem to be that's what she was like outside of court too. She liked attention, and she liked the attention of men. She liked the attention of people. And when you watch her in court, she just looks smug. She doesn't look like has any sort of sorrow for what she did. Sorry. It doesn't seem like she has any sort of sorrow for what she did. I really don't like her. If you haven't, I don't know Travis Alexander at all. Only from what I've read, and it doesn't seem like he was an abusive emotionally or physically. If he was, he still doesn't. Nobody deserves what happened to him. But all signs point to the fact that he wasn't. He tried to break up with her. He tried to move on. And sometimes if we break up with somebody, it is hard to move on. So you may still get together with them every now and again. I see that. I get that. And I guess maybe, and he must have known she was obsessive and a little crazy. But some people can enjoy that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking a little too frankly. But, maybe some people do like that sort of thing. And he didn't care. And it's too bad because it ended up costing him his life. Right here. Now, I've seen layouts of the inside of the house, so I've tried to match it up, and I believe his bedroom was this corner bedroom right here. We're going to walk over there right now and just show you the rest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Travis's final resting place so I can pay some respects there, and you can as well. But here we are at the location of I don't know what that was. At the location of Travis Alexander's house where he was murdered. And like I said, I usually, when I do true crime, a little more heavy, and this is a terrible, terrible tragedy what happened to this man. But the whole part with Jodi, with her driving cross country and filling up with gas, paying with cash. She was filling up her car so she didn't leave a digital footprint, right? She was lying, saying she was in Utah, but she was actually here, right here on this street in Arizona. So and then when the rental car came back with like 1,000 miles on it at least, whatever, and they were like, what is, like, you said you were only going like a short distance. So there's, people talk about Jodi Arias and they make fun of her, and there's a lot, just going through the YouTube comments about some videos about her, some like other professionally made, just going through the YouTube comments on other videos made about her, like, by CBS and Dateline, that sort of thing. People are outraged by her and hate her. So I don't mind that I'm taking it a little more lightly than I do my usual true crime when I try to present the cases of the facts of the case. I'm actually just kind of giving lots of my own opinions on it. I think she's absolutely nuts, and I'm glad that she's now serving life with no possibility of parole. She's tattoos. She's a tattoo artist down in prison. And apparently she gets 15 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times a week or something. And she goes out into a little cage in the middle. She's actually not far from here. She's about an hour from here on the other side of Phoenix, on the western side of Phoenix. And I was going to go there and take a shot at the prison, but I've had trouble before when I've taken video like outside of Shawshank prison. There's a new prison across the street, and one in Toronto when I did for Paul Bernardo. Prison guards come up with you right away. There's cameras everywhere, even if you're far away. So I'm not going to bother with that. I don't need that noise. So what the hell was I saying about this? Oh, she's allowed into this. It's basically a cage, probably about the size of this. A little smaller, but imagine it being caged. This, whatever the hell this is called that I'm in. And what I found funny, I don't know, I just did. And sorry if you're friends or family of Jodi Arias, but I found it funny. And I don't really care what you think. I found it funny that they said, and sometimes when she's in her cage, which is just like a giant playpen, she gets a ball. They give her a ball. 15 minutes, I've got a ball in the Arizona heat. How fun. Here's the house. So like I said, it's that house right there. And those corner windows there, I believe was Travis's bedroom. From what I can tell, because there's no windows like that on the opposite side. Now, it could be windows around back. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I didn't, from what I can tell, it's very difficult to line up the shots. But right there, you can see the house, when it slopes down, there's no windows like that in the back. So I'm pretty sure that was Travis's bedroom attached to the bathroom where he died. Right in there. I'll take you a little closer now. Doesn't look like anybody lives there now. That's what I've kind of figured out from driving by a few times. Doesn't look like anybody lives there. It was for sale for a while. I believe Travis was renting it. But it doesn't look like anybody lives there now at all. Here we are here, a little closer. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody lives here. But there's a welcome sign right here, right beside the doorway, which I found odd. And then there's all these bricks here. So it looks like they're doing some work. Hard to really tell. I'm gonna come back around. There it is there. Like a lot of these houses look like there's nobody home, or they look like they're being sold. I don't know. But it definitely looks like nobody lives here now, from what I can tell. Very, very difficult. Beautiful house, beautiful neighborhood. You would never suspect, if you were driving by here and you didn't know, you would never suspect that one of the most horrific, one of the most famous murders in American history. Like, it just had so much coverage. It was everywhere around 2013. I mean, it was, Jodi Arias' name was a punchline, and was like with all the late night talk shows. It was everything with Jodi Arias. She was everywhere. It was front page news. Crazy. So there you go. There's more shots of the house. Now I'm on my way to California. windy here at Olivewood Cemetery in Riverside. It's about 3 weeks after I've made the video. But here I am. This is quite a vibrant cemetery if you take a look around. There's a lot of people here today. Wow. It's crazy. And Travis is right here. Right when you come in the front entrance, when you make a right. And here's the grave of Travis Alexander. And that's the story of Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander. This took a long time to make. I'm glad I made it out here to Riverside. If you live in Los Angeles, you know the drive from Los Angeles to Riverside is crazy no matter what time of day you leave. Wow. But I'm so glad I came out here to pay my final respects to Travis Alexander. He didn't deserve to die in that way. Rest in peace, Travis Alexander. And hope you're all having a great day. Love you all. Peace out.